Hey everybody, I'm going to go over, I'm a floor guy, I'm a flooring contractor in my day job when I'm not being famous here on YouTube. So I'm going to go over my hand tools, the tools on my tool pouch that I carry with me whenever I tool up. Now this is not everything, but this is just what I carry on me. And then I have other stuff in the toolboxes I can go grab as needed. So I have my tool pouch. I'll go over everything that's in there. Measuring tape. This may be controversial, but I like the ones that have both metric and inches on them because it seems like more and more materials are coming in metric sizes, and it's a lot easier to do layout on 50 centimeters than it is to do it on 19 and whatever fraction of an inch it is. Good knee pads. These are Pro Knees. You get these fitted to you. They've since come out with a more compact one for traveling. That's pretty much from here up. Don't skimp on the knee pads if you're going to be a floor guy. Last time I ordered these, they came in two different pad thicknesses. There's a thinner one and a thicker one for fat guys. Always get the fat one. More pads better. So, and then in my pouch, the pouch itself is the gun latch number 415 utility pouch. Has 3 spots for knives. I typically put my super glue in third pouch. This one's all they haven't come up with a good solution for this style of super glue bottle. So the top is always getting super glued to the tip, and then when you go to take it out, it's super glued, so you use your pliers and then it rips it off. So I've got a screw in there, but whenever I empty one of these, if I empty it without destroying the tip, I save the top. So the cap and the tip, I'll save that, and then whenever one of these blows out, I'll just swap them out. And then if I am really close to empty, or I'll save a whole bottle if it's still in good shape. If I am really close to empty and my tip and cap are still in good shape, I'll go ahead and take the old one off, or the new cap and lid off of the brand new bottle, pour whatever's left in the old bottle into the new bottle, and then put the old cap on the new bottle, just to keep them. It happens often enough that happens, or that I do that to save the tops. Utility knife, I use Orcon. It's ergonomic. The way it works, has a D-clip here. Comfortably holds 6 blades on the inside, 5 here, 1 in the top. You're going to want to use a fixed blade razor for any real installation. If you're doing a teeny tiny little repair or something, you might be able to get away with one of those box cutters that opens and closes, but any serious work, you're going to need a fixed blade, because it will that retraction tab will just wear out. So I use Orcon. These are universal holders, so in this one has utility blades in it. I always have a hook knife, so this is same type of utility knife. I just have the large hook blades in it. These are great for cutting up against walls, finishing a cut if I've scored something and I need to go through and follow that cut and finish. That's what I use that for. I have my scribe. Now I don't use this every day, but this is a crane model. But if I have to measure something or draw a circle, so I use this for cove sheet vinyl butterfly corners. You use this, you put the point in, and then you mark it on your pattern paper around a circle, and then you can find the point again and know where to cut it. Also, if I'm doing stringers for stairs, I'll put my pattern paper up, and you adjust it here. That's why I have my flat blade screwdriver. You loosen this up, widen it to whatever, and tighten it back down. And now you use the sharp point on the pattern paper and you use this on whatever the surface you're scribing, and you can go down and it'll draw the line, and then whenever you take your pattern off and put it onto whatever you're scribing to, you can just reverse the process and scratch a line in whatever you're doing. Also, if you have cove base and you've got a piece butted into an inside corner, for instance, or up against something, and you have another piece that wants to go into it, and the wall is irregular, so the factory edge doesn't perfectly do it, you can use this to score your cove base and then cut on that line, and it'll perfectly butt into the existing base on the wall in the corner. A couple uses for that. I have my crane scribe with a needle in there, so you can adjust it. This foot will ride on whatever. So if you have a drain in the floor or a clean out, something like that, you would have your flooring and you would slip the bottom leg underneath the flooring, and all of this up top is exposed. You catch the lip of whatever it is, whether it's a drain out, clean, or a clean out, a drain, whatever you need to scribe around it. If it's, a circle, it's going to go like that, square, whatever it is. This will scratch on top, and then you're able to cut on that scratch, and it'll fit nice and flush. Now there's an adjustment tool here. You can loosen this up and move this back and forth. I have mine set pretty darn close there, if you can see, to the back of this foot. The foot will wear out eventually, so you have to adjust it from time to time. You can unscrew the top, put new scribe needles in once this gets dull. And that's just great for VCT, LVP, carpet. I just cut it by hand. I don't use a scribe, but any hard surface, I use this for it. I should use this already, but here's a blade screwdriver. These are good for, I'll use them to clean out as well, not only just to use it for its intended purposes as a screwdriver, but I'll clean out crack joints or crack isolation joints in concrete, or improvised chisel, which uses them up. So you don't necessarily want to have the most expensive screwdrivers in your pouch, because but those little cheapy, like $1-2 ones from Home Depot and Lowe's are really good for this, because they'll just get sharpened into a shank eventually. I've got the Phillips, which this pretty much just gets used as its intended purpose. I don't use this for a chisel or anything. I've got a pair of channel lock pliers. Needle nose will also work, but I'll use these if I'm demoing and something's coming out really hard. I can grab it with this and have a better purchase onto the handle and pull it out. If I scribe, or if I score something and cut it, and it's a small cut, then I'll use this to grab a hold of it and break it off, or bend it so it exposes the cut to finish the cut. Works good for that. I have accelerant. This is for my super glue. So sometimes you'll super glue an outside corner, and for whatever reason, this doesn't happen often anymore, but sometimes you're like, oh, I'm done, and you let go and there's some pressure or something and it pops off. Well, if you reapply new super glue on top of old super glue, it turns all jelly and takes forever to cure that second time around with the two different batches. So you hit it with accelerant and it goes off immediately. That's also good for when you have something that the super glue doesn't really like to stick to very well. If it's like FRP, metal, something like that, you can make it kick off right away if it's just going to sit there, and so you don't have to just sit there and hold it for 10 minutes. And then I always like to have a carpenter pencil. So when I'm doing layout, I can mark my floor. If I have to take a note or something, I could reach in and get this. But if I'm taking extensive notes, like I'm making a cut sheet or something, I'd like to go get a... I will use this, but I prefer using a pen or something sharper. So these will get kind of dull, and the pencils will leave kind of blurry, fuzzy marks if you're using it for a bunch of writing. So I prefer to use a pen if I'm making a cut sheet. But this is good for marking my layout on the floor. And... any marks like that, or if I dry laid something and I need to mark the edge or mark a glue line, so there's a piece of sheet vinyl out and I only want to glue to the edge of the sheet vinyl, I'll run this down the edge to mark the glue line, so that way when I fold it back I don't glue past it. I showed you the tape measure. This is just like a cheapie 26 footer. I don't like carrying, I mean, I've carried a 30 and a 35 footer, but typically if the room starts getting super huge or there's a big long hallway, you can get those 100-foot coil up measuring tapes, and this is just good for regular room, like classrooms, office rooms, your standard room up to, like, 30 by 30, 20 by 20, whatever. Again, I like the metric on one side, although it is kind of a pain. If you measure one side of it, the metric is going to be on the correct side, but when you measure the other side, the metric's on the wrong side, and vice versa, so you have to, look at your lines and make sure you're lined up. The Pro Knees, for a long time, whenever I was younger, we used what I call disposable knee pads now, these are not disposable. These have a lifetime warranty on this frame, so if the frame breaks or something, they'll replace it. This covering here, it looks, some people call it leathers, but it's not leather. It's some sort of vinyl synthetic something or other. These are a wearing part, so you have to replace these occasionally. You can make your own out of sheet vinyl. I've done that before, and but anyway, these are really good. These last me for years, where the disposable ones, things you get at Home Depot, Lowe's, even floor shops like TNA, will wear out. And in the old days, you had to mail order these to Alaska, which is why it took me so long to get them. Every time I'd need a new pair, I would say, oh, I'll get them next time, and just get some cheapies. But there's really no comparison. If you're going to be on your knees for a long period of time, these are amazing. And what these do is your knee goes in here, your ankle's down here, so it disperses your weight onto your shin, as opposed to even like nicer, fluffier gel knee pads that just are on your kneecap. All of the weight is on your knee. Whereas this, I can kind of rock back and sit on my shins, keeps me off the floor. I use high-top boots that go above my ankle for more ankle support. If I am doing something quick and dirty and I get on my knees, even if I'm wearing these and I'm wearing tennis shoes or something that doesn't have the ankle support, I'm a delicate flower and it does not feel good. So that's what I use these for. Don't skimp on the knee pads. Those are not cheap. Last time I bought them, I think they were, when I ordered my first pair, they were $300, and I think 60 of that was shipping. But with inflation and everything, they're probably right around $300 these days. So that is my tool pouch. So I put those in here. This has loops for the screwdrivers, all the miscellaneous stuff. I keep the scribe here, compass here. The blades go in here. Now, if you got sharp blades, you notice my this first lead pouch where my utility goes is cut, because these are just leather. If you care about that a lot, I just replace these every few years. But whenever it gets like that, I'll just turn the blade around so it'll start chewing up the other side. But you could stuff a piece of carpet or sheet vinyl or something down in the pouch to help mitigate that, but you're gonna have to that's gonna get worn out too. And with this particular set, it either fell out or I forgot or whatever, and I aggressively put my knife away one too many times and cut the my pouch. So that's my tool pouch loadout. If you guys are interested in more of this flooring content, I could go over my tools and stuff in the toolbox. Let me know in the comments, or if you guys watch this a ton, I'll know to make more flooring content. You guys have a good one. Bye.